Hi friends, welcome to Aisha's DIY. Today we are designing with Ggc'sTreasureBag, Santa's Treasures. So this chain is the leftover chain. I have already made two necklaces, one with the gold and one with the silver, a long necklace. So that's done, and I have this much chain left still, almost about say 20 inches, I would say. Let's just measure it to make sure it's 20 inches, and yeah, it is 21 inches to be exact. And I think the gold is also the same. Let's just figure it out. Just a tad bit more longer than the silver, I guess, just a bit, 2 links more, I would say. So this is the length I have, and with this length I can the necklace that I'm thinking of designing, I can put it on top of my head without any clasp. So that's what I'm going for in this necklace. I want it to be without a clasp. You can add a clasp, it's absolutely not an issue, but I want to show you guys you can also don't need a clasp. If you can, put it on top of your head. But at the same time, if you're doing it for somebody else, yes, please do add a clasp at the end. But if you're doing it for yourself, or if you're doing it the standard length, I think around 24 inches, if you make it, you can actually wear it on top of your head without a clasp. So I wanted to do without a clasp. You can do with or without. So since this silver is the one which is smaller, I'm going to use this as an inner. It's going to be a 3-strand necklace, guys. So I'm going to use this as an inner circle, then another layer, and then finally the gold. And I'm going to use this chandelier finding that we got from the box as well, from the bag as well. So there was only one. I was thinking of doing it as a pendant. I was not feeling it. So this is going to be a statement piece, and I have already made some preparations for that, and it took a while, but I did finish stringing this pearl beads. So these pearl roundel kind of a bead was also a highlight of the Santa's Treasures bag. So I use that with some 12O seed beads. These are 12O glass seed beads, bead treasures. This is from Hobby Lobby. It's such a long and thick tube to have compared to the ones that we have normally, which is, you can see how big this is, how long and how fat this tube is. You get a lot of beads, and I use this because I really like this color, and I don't have a 11O in that color. I'm sorry, I don't, but I really like this antique brass color. So I use that because we are using a chain which is slightly overpowering yellow, I would say, and this one is antique. So I want to mix those two to tone it down. The yellow, I brought in the brass, and then a couple of other things I would suggest using is a closed jump ring. It's just optional. You can use open jump ring, or you can use 2 jump rings if you want to, but I prefer a closed jump ring. So I have here some closed jump ring. I think these are 6mm ones, so I just need just one of them. To be on the safer side, I'm using that. You don't have to, you can use 2 jump rings, it's not a problem. So I already finished stringing these. This took a little bit of time, so but as you guys can see, I'm gonna measure this for you guys and see how long this is. And it says, see, around that length only, 10.5, a little shy than that. So I want this necklaces not to be longer. I mean, I don't want the 3 strands to come right next to each other or below each other, kind of. No, it's like almost the same, not the same kind of. So that's what I'm looking forward for. This is a bead stringing wire. It's a 7-strand bead stringing wire. It's 0.45 millimeter thickness. You can use any bead stringing wire you have in your stash. I added a bead stopper at the end of this so that it doesn't fall off. But first of all, we are going to attach the silver chain and the gold chain to this winding. Then we will come back to the beaded part. So here it is. All you need to do is take this open closed jump ring, okay, and take 2 pairs of pliers. I am taking a bent nose pliers and tweezer nose pliers. These links are openable, so they are not soldered, so they are like jump ring. So twist back and forth, open it, and add okay, sorry guys, don't think about closed jump ring. I don't know what I was thinking. How will I attach to this loop which is closed already? So forget that, whatever I said. I'm sorry. I thought I'm doing I'm just being smart, adding the closed jump ring, but no. Okay, so add this at the end of one. There's 5 loops in this chandelier finding, so I'm adding it to the last loop of that finding. We are going to use only 3 loops, and I'm planning to add something in the in-between loops as well. So one chain is attached to one end of this finding. I want this finding to come towards the side, left or right, either way is possible. So that's that. Then I take this link was open from this yellow chain, so I'm gonna take that. Okay, I'm gonna take that and then add it to this, and then add it to the end of this finding, the end loop, the other end, and just kind of wiggle it and make sure it's closed. Now these are attached to the finding. So I want to just run my finger just like that to make this chain pretty not intertwined or something like that. Come back here. So there is a little bit, see, this much difference is there between those 2 chains. So now I take maybe a smaller jump ring, I would say much thicker one. Anyways, we have to add it to this, so I go with this 6 millimeter but thicker jump ring. So I just want to open that up with my bent nose pliers and tweezer nose pliers, just like that. Add this silver part and the golden part into that jump ring, plus this finding. So I just want to come by and then add the finding, the loop on the top of that finding, and then close it back and forth, and that's done. It's so simple to attach this without any clasp. If you are planning to use a clasp, all you need to do here is, let me see if it is okay. Yeah, all you need to do here is keep your finding this way, okay, and then over here open up the chain and add your closure. So now this part is done. Now what I'm going to do is take my beaded chain. I want the beaded chain to come in between, so here we go. We need some crimp tubes. I'm gonna use you can also use a wire guardian as well. I'm going to use that, not because this wire is not safe, but because we have a bigger loop that is attaching to this winding, and this one being small would look a little bit different. So that's why I'm using a wire guardian, just to mimic that feel. You don't have to use, absolutely it's not needed. So I am having here some crimp tubes. You can also use a crimp bead. I think this is size 2 1/2 crimp. I'm not so sure, but there was no size that was mentioned in that. I add the crimp tube, okay, and I go through the wire guardian one side, and I put the wire guardian, okay, I come back through the wire guardian on the other side as well, just like that, and then add this to the center loop of this finding and pull that wire down. Okay, so this is what we have so far, and then I push my crimp tube up onto the top, go on top of all of these. See this, how it crisscrosses? Make sure it's parallel and bring it all the way close to that wire guardian. Okay, maximum close to that wire guardian as much as possible. And then flat crimp it. Okay, now I'm going to take my wire cutters and snip off that excess short tail. So this is what we have. Push that bead of ours just like that. So now that is done. I still have my spool attached to the the beading part of this chain. I'm just going to cut this off about, say, here. I want to have a little bit more wire if I want to add more, because I haven't measured. I just eyeballed it, right? So it's an approximation. So I just want to have this and have the bead stopper right next to it and make everything neat, nice and neat. Let it flow like that. See, this is what it is. And so this is chain that we are working with. As I said, I am not looking for perfection here, or one strand has to come in the middle, almost the middle. Doesn't have to be. I don't want this to be separated like that. I just want it to go all in hand with it. See, there is a couple of beads that is left. Either you can add beads or you can reduce the number of links on the chain. I'm going to add beads because I still have 6 beads left. So I have gathered it and kept some of the pearls left. Just in case if I have enough, I thought I will make some earrings. But this is what is very important. I still have 2 more. So that's a good thing. But I want this chain to be without a clasp. So in order to go on top of my head, I need that extra pearl. So I'm gonna add this 4 pearls. I think that should be about, say, right. I need some seed beads. You can also use 11 seed beads. Technically speaking, the bigger the number, the smaller the bead will be. Like 15 O's are much smaller than 11 O's. But I feel that this 12 O is much bigger. I have no idea about How it is 12 and what it is, I have absolutely no idea. But that's what it is. So for me, this is about, say, right, I would say, or a little even less than that, because it has to come over here. Again, I'm going to add so I will take just one bead off, and we started with the pearl, so I want to start with the pearl as well. Then I'm going to add the wire guardian as well. So it's same on either side, creates a symmetry. So now where is my crimp tube? I have to make sure that the length of the necklace is not way too small once I am done crimping. Maybe one more as well. Let me just add the last pull as well. I'm taking a risk here. I'm approximating, but I'm okay with it. But if you're not, you can go ahead and, you know, measure everything and then do it that way. Adding my crimp tube and my wire guard and bringing it back through the wire guard. It's good to have a little bit of space, I would say. So then you can just move these apart. Right in between the chain, you can just add this inside. You can also open up the jump ring and do it. It's absolutely not a problem, but since it's closed, anyways, I will do it this way, is what I thought. Let's see if I will be able to do that. There we go. Take your pliers and pull that cord. Everything will come into place. Now all you need to do is put it through the crimp tube. The crimp tube is out, so like to put through the crimp tube and a pearl if possible, and then pull that string out. Okay, there we go, as much as possible. At the same time, I want it to be kept in the U shape so that it's not stiff and we have enough space. That is for crimping. Generally, I go ahead and flat crimp it. There is a short distance, I'm okay with it. Snip off the excess. This is what we are left with, which is a good thing at the end of the day. Actually, the necklace is done and it's a statement piece. So I really like the simplicity of this necklace. It's nice and simple. At the same time, it's a statement piece, as you guys would see. So this is it. This is the necklace. Yes. This is how it's here. I'm glad I added the wire guardian. It kind of looks like a chain effect for me there, right there. And these two the gaps, you can add something to that, or you can leave it just like that. But I like to, if you want, you can add a teardrop or so, but I think it's not needed. It is really not needed, and it really is pretty this way. As I said, there is no clasp. It's so simple, just stringing and then adding some jump rings to it, and it's done. The necklace is done. I hope you guys like this video. If you do, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit the bell icon for notification. I do upload videos couple of times a week. Thanks so much for watching. Have a good day, and don't forget to check out the community tab as well. I do upload videos and what's on my beading mat as well. Bye bye.